This is Basket Case on our 31 spooky movies of Halloween. Basket Case. The movie that makes you want to take a shower and give it a standing ovation. This is the very definition of a B movie. The kind of film that looks like it was shot on a budget of $37, 2 hot dogs and a Subway token, and yet somehow manages to ooze out more creativity than half of Hollywood's multi-million-dollar horror flicks. Basket Case was directed by Frank Henenlotter in 1982. Basket Case tells the story of Duane, a nice enough guy lugging around a big wicker basket through the grimy streets of New York. Inside the basket, his deformed, telepathic, homicidal twin brother, a pulsating blob of flesh with claws and the personality of an angry chihuahua. Together, they set out to murder the doctors who separated them at birth. It's really the plot of a Hallmark movie if you think about it. Now let's start with the obvious. This movie is cheap, like shot in a motel that charges by the hour cheap. The lighting looks like they used a single desk lamp. The sound mixing was done by a man underwater, and the editing was probably handled by someone's cousin who owned scissors. You can almost hear the film stock begging for mercy, but here's the thing. That's kind of what makes the entire movie work. There's this raw, gritty charm to Basket Case. The grainy film, the sleazy atmosphere, the weird energy of 1980s New York. It all blends into this sticky, bizarre love letter to trash cinema. It's a movie that looks and smells like a Times Square sidewalk after a summer rainstorm. And the acting, the acting. The lead actor, Kevin Van Hinterick, plays Duane with this dazed, wide-eyed energy like he's not sure if he's in a horror movie or a student film about bad decisions. Every supporting character chews the scenery like it's the only food they're getting paid with. The neighbors in the cheap hotel where Duane stays are straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon. You have the nosy landlady, the sleazy drunks, the kind-hearted prostitute, and the guy who's probably wanted in 3 states and has to stay 1,000 feet away from schools. It's like Sesame Street for people who failed parole. And then there's the Basket Case itself. Good old Basket Case. A monster that looks like someone melted a pile of Cabbage Patch Kids and gave it feelings. Sometimes he's a puppet, sometimes he's stop motion, and sometimes he's just a gooey pile of rage that screams like a dying blender. It's awful. It's horrifying, and it is so glorious. I can't help but love the guy. He's disgusting, but he's got charisma, like Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This movie gets skeezy. Like a lot of early 80s horror, it has this weird obsession with female nudity and uncomfortable sexual situations. There are scenes that make you want to throw holy water at the screen and shout, "Frank, buddy, you didn't need this." But that was the Grindhouse scene, equal parts genius and equal parts gross. But beneath all the skis and screaming, there's something oddly human about Basket Case. It's weirdly heartfelt. A story about loneliness, rejection, and the unbreakable bond between brothers. You can tell that the main character cared about this strange little story. There's a lot of heart underneath the grime, a twisted, slimy heart, but heart nonetheless. And honestly, I could totally see Basket Case being remade as a dramatic tragedy, and it would probably work. 2 brothers, one normal, one deformed, both desperate to be loved, but doomed by circumstance. The psychological angle practically writes itself, but let's be clear, I do not want to see this happen. Because the beauty of Basket Case is in its chaos. It was not meant to be pretty or polished. It's a splatter-stained freak show, and that's frankly what makes it kind of perfect. The special effects are laughably bad and somehow amazing at the same time. The gore looks like ketchup and ground beef. The puppet work is, let's just say, questionable. And yet, you can tell the crew still gave it their all. This is DIY filmmaking at its finest. A horror film held together with duct tape, passion, and probably some questionable substances. And by the end, when the brothers' rampage comes to its inevitable tragic close, you feel sorry for them. The movie wraps up with a weird, sad sense of inevitability, like they could not stop this from happening. It's the same way you feel watching a drunk guy try to fight a traffic cone. You know it's not going to end well, but you just can't look away. Basket Case isn't just a movie, it's an experience. It's a dirty, weird, funny, gross, tragic, and completely original type of experience. It's the kind of film that could only have been made in that seedy, creative, anything goes New York era. There's nothing else like it, and that is exactly why it endures. It's the little movie that should not have worked, but somehow does. It's art made out of garbage, and I mean that in the best possible way. And that's why you should make Basket Case one of your 31 spooky movies of Halloween. Well, if you've ever wondered what having a Chihuahua was like, this movie, it's it. They attack for no reason, they're incredibly aggressive, they will probably try to kill everyone you love, and then at the end, they'll go for you. Ladies and gentlemen, like, share, subscribe, Patreon below, and look, there's other videos you can watch. Ooh, that's a good one, whatever that one is. That's it. Bye.